I don't hear the Tarbosaurus anymore. At least that's one good thing.
You never know what's lurking in the jungle.
With the Malta expansion nearing its release date, I thought, let us go ahead and start to speculate on our next future expansion or DLC. And as you guys can tell by the thumbnail and of course by the intro, we are indeed discussing a hidden adventure DLC. I use the term dinosaur pack very lightly, as we would most likely be receiving at least 3 brand new dinosaurs from this particular pack, one of which is the only one that actually showed up in Hidden Adventure, another one was in Camp Cretaceous, and the third one was, well, it didn't make it into the Malta pack or Camp Cretaceous. I am indeed talking about the beginning, well, starting off, I should say. This was going to be a very professionally discussed video, but I think I've already thrown that out the window. I will most likely be talking about the Tarbosaurus, the Nothosaurus, and of course the Microceratus, but starting off, I do want to go ahead and discuss the Tarbosaurus. Tarbosaurus, being the close relative to the Tyrannosaurus, was the antagonist of the Hidden Adventure theme park, and from what we can tell, was possibly going to be the #1 attraction for that particular part of the park. The main part, Jurassic World, would of course get Rexy, and the Indominus Rex if things didn't go all haywire, and the next one would have been the, hidden, how would you word, Camp Cretaceous's Hidden Adventure presents the Tarbosaurus, which would be a smaller cousin to the Tyrannosaur, but something that would be extremely cool, and, it would kind of keep the kiddies a little less terrified, I guess. I don't really know what I'm trying to say with this, but I think the Tarbosaurus would obviously be the main focus of the DLC in animal sense. Going on, there'd be a few other things that they would discuss or show in there. The other topics, of course, being the Nothosaurus, which would be the aquatic reptile. We did not get that, surprisingly, in a Camp Cretaceous DLC. I kind of thought it would be a little funny that they would not just do one big, massive Camp Cretaceous DLC and have a bunch of animals in it. Instead, we got a few new ones and a bunch of reskins / remodels, which was perfectly fine. I'm not going to complain with that. But with this, we would be introduced to a few new things on top of that, such as the Nothosaurus and the Microceratus. Microceratus just being put in there as filler, unless they just decided to do the Nothosaurus and the Tarbosaurus, because we would indeed be getting a few other things, such as the roller coaster. That is something that I think would definitely need to be added. I don't think it would be something that you would put in the game, focus on like Planet Coaster, where you build the roller coaster yourself. You would of course get to do that. A fountain based on the Dilophosaurus fountain that we received, or that they used, Darius used it to clean himself off. That would be really cool, just to have a little Dilophosaurus fountain there. And of course, we have to add something new, such as some new buildings, which would be really cool. Instead of having like full-on restaurants like they have in the game already, we would be getting something along the lines of a small little shop cart, or the stalls that you see in the actual midsection of or where they're at, where they find that little hidden base, in the Hidden Adventure, the hidden base in the Hidden Adventure. That would be something you could have. They would have to probably make them as like little stalls and animate an actual staff member, which I don't think is going to happen. That's why I think it's very far-fetched to have this idea in there, but give you small little shops that you could use for tinier sections of your park, instead of having these giant clunky buildings. This, I think, would be a very good idea alongside those two missing animals. So we would receive the Microceratus. The Nothosaurus would be really cool to have, but I really think that Microceratus would more be just as a filler, because unfortunately the little booger did not appear in Camp Cretaceous ever. I don't even know if it was ever mentioned, but just having that, and then of course adding the Nothosaurus, because that actually did play a role in Camp Cretaceous. Having that in there would be really cool. I'm sure it'd be a little difficult because it's it's aquatic and it worked on land, so it kind of having an animal based on that. If they decided to incorporate a new mechanic, which would be swimming, so that would be like a free update on the side of this, so you could have the Nothosaurus swim like a crocodile, and also be able to crawl out on land and eat and stuff like that. So that would actually be a very beneficial thing to have as like a free update on the side, just to discuss everything in there. Because, you know, every expansion or DLC drops new animals, and then, the expansion will drop new animals, new scenery, and all that. And then on the side of that, you always get usually a free update, which the free updates tend to sometimes outshine the actual the expansion or DLC itself. In some cases. In this case, with the Malta expansion, I have to say the free update is kind of just there. It's kind of fixing some things that are really nice. But having a free update like we did with the scenery, I want to say it was like, what, free update 2 or free update 3, where they dropped all the new scenery items, all these new fountains and all that, was absolutely fantastic. So to have 3 animals added to that, with skins for each, maybe a new mechanic is a free update to go alongside that DLC, so that the Nothosaurus would be able to get into the water and swim. Because as of very recently, they have coded the animals, small animals, to avoid the water. So I'm wondering if they could possibly code certain animals to get in the water and kind of paddle along like an alligator or a crocodile, or maybe even a fish. That would open up a completely new realm of possibilities as to what animals we would be able to receive in a future expansion or a future DLC, such as, you know, the crocodiles or anything like that. Any Coolosuchus would be really cool to have in this game. But just having that feature would open up a whole new realm of possibilities. I'm sure it's something they may be working on, but I also see it as something they may just not want to deal with. But having all those and the new scenery items, I'm sure I could come up with a few better ideas. One idea that I really wanted to bring to your guys' attention was the possibility of having new decorations for tours. I'm sorry I'm doing my Ian Malcolm impression with all my uhs. But having new vehicle tours, or a new style of vehicle tour, a new little ride. If we wanted to have like a little theme park expansion to Jurassic World Evolution 2 to commemorate Hidden Adventure, to add animatronic dinosaurs actually would be really freaking cool. You don't have to have them do anything like have like a track for it to run on or anything. It would just be a simple dinosaur that you would place down that would probably look a little less low quality, or a little lower of a quality than the actual dinosaur it's based off of, but it would just move its head back and forth and maybe roar and do stuff that you could put alongside some of your tours to give them a little bit of a flair, to give your guests, you know, like, make it a little more exciting, just like they did in Hidden Adventure. I think that would be a fantastic idea. They wouldn't have to do many animatronics, but just a few animatronics of some dinosaurs, maybe the Baryonyx or the Ceratosaurus. A couple herbivores would be fantastic, but just stuff that you could put on the ride, and that would also kind of work in sense of like the tour gates as they walk up, or as the vehicles come close, they open up. So you could have the animatronics focus on the track, so as the car goes by, they start moving, but until then, they stay still. And then you could also use them for other purposes, such as just putting them alongside paths. You know, if you have some path that wind from one enclosure to another and you're surrounded by forest, you could easily just do a new thing to go along with that, where it would be, I'm trying to think how that would go. You just kind of place it like you would a gate. You would have to surround it. It would be placeable from the inventory area, or the option of the park tours, the tour areas. That would be where the animatronics were located, and then you could just place them individually somewhere throughout the park. That would be really cool. I think a really nice addition to this game would be able, like, not even related to the Hidden Adventure Pack, would to be allowing something from other, trying to think how I want to word this, because I usually have a script written out, but I don't today. Having the items from the lagoons, so like those big spiky arches and everything, having those available to where you can place them on land as well. Maybe not everything, but having certain parts to place on land would have been really cool. Maybe some of the ship pieces, so that way if you wanted to make an entrance to a lagoon area or something, you could have like a ship sitting there in a big circle area of path, and then have a ship there, and you could put picnic benches and everything around it, or those big spiky arches and things that you could put plants on would be really cool to have as like an entrance to a kind of like a SeaWorld like thing for the park. So I think that would be really cool to have in a free update, but I've gotten completely sidetracked as I usually do. ADHD kicking in hardcore today. That is the idea that I have for the Camp Cretaceous Hidden Adventure Dinosaur Pack. I do think that these would be very good ideas to add to the game. Maybe the roller coaster. Like I said, it wouldn't be something you would build. It would be a pre-made feature. And then, of course, you have to have that T-Rex statue. So, yeah, I really do think we need to add some more statues to this game, guys. More statues would be fantastic just to have as a centerpiece. But, yeah, that is what I really want to think about that. Some more rides. Definitely need more rides. They gave us the zip line, which is absolutely fantastic. But we need actual rides for this. And I think introducing a roller coaster to Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous was an idea that maybe we will be getting a pre-made roller coaster here in the future that guests can get on and ride throughout your park. Because again, John Hammond did say they will have more than just rides. There are rides in Jurassic Park. There have been games where they show the roller coaster in Jurassic Park. So why aren't we getting that for Jurassic World? Is it a coding issue, or are they just not wanting to put up with it? I don't know. We'll find out. Thank you guys for watching. I am going to go ahead and end this video off here because I think I've rambled on enough. Let me know what you guys think below. Do you guys want a Hidden Adventure DLC or expansion? And do you guys want... What do you guys think would be better than what I've given already, which would be the Tarbo, the Nothosaurus, and the Microceratus? Again, Microceratus just there as filler because the poor little guy did not make it in Malta DLC for some reason. Maybe they forgot. Maybe they just didn't want him in there. Let me know what you guys think. We're in desperate need of a larger carnivore, and Tarbosaurus would be that for us. So let me know what you guys think below. If you guys have any other ideas or suggestions or something that you would take away or replace, let me know what you guys think below, and I will see you guys in the next video. This is Brooding Gamer, signing out.